Hi, everybody. We are so excited to have all of you here so that we can tell you about the invitation that we have for all of you and what we're doing here. My name is Audrey Nelson, and I'm with my dear friend, Donna Otmani. Donna, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, hi everyone. Audrey and I have been really wanting to find something to do together because we met back at the University of Santa Monica all the way back in 2001. Was it 2001 we met?
Yep.
And
Yep.
have been friends and colleagues ever since then. And we started talking a little bit about what we could do together. And then Audrey started talking about something she was seeing in her practice, right, Audrey? Like what were you starting to
Yeah.
see?
Yes. So one of the things, often I see, I'm a marriage and family therapist and a coach, and I often see in my private practice certain themes, and then I see them and hear them within from my girlfriends in my personal life, and even I experience some of them as well. And so one of the things that I was really starting to see is like, first of all, we are so wrapped up more than ever in this like busyness, this like American lifestyle of like busy, let's be busy. And I started to hear from women just how much they were carrying and they were holding more than ever and feeling more than ever that they didn't have time. There was never enough, and noticing that it was starting to really impact their quality of life. So, noticing that they were not as patient with their children, their quality of romantic relationships was really declining. They didn't even really have a relationship with themselves. They're like, what is that? Not having time to do the workouts they want or do the things that they enjoy, or even to just get really the basics done. Where do I fit in work? Where do I fit in volunteering at my kids' school? Where do I, where can I find time to do what I need to do to get the promotion? It's like really investing and really living our lives. So many people, it's become like this have to kind of an experience. And Donna and I were
Obligation,
talking about,
obligation, obligation, right? It's like
yes,
all
it's
about the
like,
obligation.
absolutely. And like, and the other, and really the byproduct of that is in my practice, I'm seeing a lot of loneliness and also depression and anxiety, but really people are lonely because they're just so busy that they haven't seen their friends in a while. They're not taking time, and they're engaging in these habits that are really harming them. And they want to make changes. So Donna and I came together and we're like, let's do this. Let's like, first of all, we just want to be together because we have so much fun together. And then we're like, and we both love working with women. And so we're like, let's get this together and let's really empower women to find ways where they can create more time and doing the inner and outer work. And what does that mean? I'll say a little bit, Donna, and then I'd love for you to say what that means for you. But what that means is, yes, we are going to look at in your life. Can you take us through your life? And maybe we do have a couple of suggestions for how you can do things a little bit differently or rearrange something or omit things. But really, it's also about the inner work. Like, what beliefs are we telling ourselves that keep us hooked into this way of living life? Living life. Are we telling ourselves, like, one of mine was, I have to, how successful I am has to equate exactly to how hard I work. So I had to work all these crazy hours to get what I wanted out of life, to have the money, to have whatever it is that I wanted. And that's just not true. And so there's beliefs that we're carrying around that really we're not even conscious of because we're just so busy going through life trying to get our stuff done.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at your outer world, we're going to look at your inner world and see if we can support you in creating some space in your life and really have you begin to really be living it and enjoying it and having fun and reconnecting with people and maybe connecting with yourself for the first time ever. Go ahead, Donna. I'm
Yes.
gabbing.
No, it's so great. Well, I was thinking about as you were talking about it, it's like, so Audrey was hearing a lot about loneliness in her practice. And what I'm hearing a lot of is a lot of my clients are working with the judgment they have on themselves when they want to rest, when they need rest, when they are pressed. I keep saying it's like they're stressed, pressed, and depressed because it's like this belief that unless I'm doing, I'm not being, or being productive, I'm not a contributor, or I'm not living up to my potential. And so I think a lot of the I've got to go, go, go can sometimes come from that lens, like I'm being lazy if I don't. And I'll speak from my own experience. I will say, as a coach, before I had my own private practice, I was coaching on the side of having a full-time job while I also was raising my kid by myself 6 days a week. He was going to his dad's 1 day a week. And for me, it felt like this is just the way life is. This is the experience that, like, this is just how it has to be. I have a kid, I have a job, I want to build a practice, so I'm not going to put that to the side. The house has got to be cleaned. The bills have to be paid. For some of us, it's like the aging parents have to be cared for. And then there's the things we want to do, like Audrey was referencing. I want to go out once in a while and meet people. Dating would have been nice. I wasn't even doing that because I didn't have time. And it was maddening. And I really had the belief that it's like, this is just the way it is, until I started noticing that I was drinking to blackout when I did have my time to myself. Or I was noticing that, not noticing, I went to the doctor and I had put on 50 pounds in 1 year because I was trying to manage and just make do. And like, food and alcohol seemed to be the thing that was like the quickest form of relief and taking off the responsibility hat. And I started to have to challenge myself. And this is what I do with my clients, is really looking at, and what we'll do in this workshop that Audrey and I are going to do on May 4th. Is that the day? Saturday, May 4th, for
Okay.
2 hours.
Mhm.
I know you already have a packed schedule, but we promise this will be worth it, because we're going to
Mhm.
get in there and really look at our beliefs that, again, like Audrey was saying, the beliefs that keep this all in place, our beliefs around where can I ask for help, or how I feel about asking for help, which I have a whole other story about that. How do I feel about letting things go, or reneging, changing my mind on a priority that, I made a commitment to being on the PTA and being on this one committee. And I was just like, I'm literally at capacity and I'm going to have to change my commitment here. So, but we have so many beliefs about what it means to do that, letting people down, upset, having someone else is going to have feelings about me saying no. Just the idea of like, like asking for help. I don't have family that lives in town. I chose to get divorced. So there was part of me that was like, well, this is just the way it has to be. So we want to spend some time in this workshop. We're going to really slow it down and look at your own life, like Audrey said. And we're going to look at and start to ask ourselves those questions and really start to like open your minds to, there are a lot of things that we can't change. I couldn't change that I had a kid, all those things needed to happen. So but there are places where I wasn't asking for what I needed, where I was putting other people's needs first. Audrey, I'm sure, right? Like you go through the same thing. And it's like, and I know when we've worked together, it's like really challenging our beliefs around what's possible. And that's hard to do on our own because we're in our own world and we're in our own limited thinking. So we're inviting everybody to come to this workshop, and we're going to get to work on like, what does that look like? And how do we break through some of these beliefs? Or at least, maybe breakthrough is not the right word. Maybe it's like, where can I loosen up some? Where can I, hey, maybe I don't have a friend or a family member to pick up my kids, but what was the example you gave, Audrey? Like at Target, I could have somebody bring out my groceries to my car so I don't have to
Yes.
spend all that time in the grocery store or in Target, where we
Yes.
spend all that extra money and lots of time that we don't have. It's like, where can I make an impact on my life? What are the little ways? And maybe some big ways. Maybe you'll have an aha around having to ask for help. So that's our intention for our class. And do you want to say the name of the class? I try to. It's
No, I don't
it's
think I have it memorized yet.
shifting your shit show schedule. Because Audrey and I, note to whoever's listening, if you're going to take this class, we do swear, we're fun, we're real. We're going to talk about our own life examples from our people we've worked with. But it's called Shifting Your Shit Show Schedule. the inner and outer work to create space in your overscheduled life. And if that is something you're needing, what do we say? It's like if you don't even have time to pee, or you find yourself running from obligation to obligation from sun up to sundown, we really encourage you to come to this class and let's get to work on, what are some of these thoughts that we can help you release so that you can get more time in your day. So,
Thanks.
anything else that you'd want to add,
That's
Audrey?
it. You nailed it. You
Yeah,
nailed it. I think that's
boom.
great. I'm excited. I'm excited to have a course full of women who are wanting to learn how to prioritize themselves. And like you're saying, it doesn't have to be this huge overhaul because we know that that's not realistic. We too have kids and we have businesses and we have full lives also. We have lived this. That's why we're doing this, because we've lived it. And we realized we had blind spots. We reached out, we got help, and got the light shown on those blind spots so that we could make these subtle shifts, sometimes profound shifts, and got more space or an experience of space in our lives so that we can have a better quality of life. And so we're excited to teach what we learned and what we lived and continue to live.
Absolutely. And the one other
Yes.
thing that I would add is what we're Audrey and I met at the University of Santa Monica studying spiritual psychology. We were getting our master's in spiritual psychology. And the whole point of spiritual psychology, I mean, there's a lot of points, but a big thing about it is like growing in consciousness, and how when we grow inside and release limiting beliefs inside of ourselves, then outer reality starts to shift. So
Mhm.
this isn't just some, like, let's just think positive thoughts and then all of a sudden our crazy schedule is going to get better. We're never going to tell you that, because we know it's like, but it's really recognizing I can't control we have the amount of things in our life that we have, and there may be some places we can let go of, but it's really about how do I create the inner and outer support to increase the sense of satisfaction, well-being, intentionality that goes on when we are creating our schedules. Because it's like, right, I know when I was living that life, it was very reactionary, unconscious, and just full of have tos. And the more that I got conscious around that and could see the part I was playing in creating my schedule or creating an overpacked life, it was like, oh, I can be more intentional about this. I can slow things down and ask the question. I can go, well, what would I need to let go of if I was going to add this in if I am already packed? But it really is a process of like, I'm not at the mercy of my schedule. I'm the creator of my experience, to the degree that all of these are, choices, to the degree that they are. Again, wherever we can make a difference, that's what we want to get intentional around. We're aware and have lived sometimes, no family around, no family money to rely on, no, like it was like it's up to me, to create what I needed to create. So we're not Pollyannas going like, just get a babysitter, just get just throw some money at the problem. It's like, that's not always possible. Not all of us have the resources. Not all of us have the support, but, learning to go, given what I do have, where can I be a little more brave to ask for help? Where can I be a little more conscious about, or less? I ran a lot of shame. Did you run shame, Audrey? Like around like
Yeah.
feeling shame, guilty
Yeah.
for wanting
Yeah.
help?
Especially around parenting. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or like
Hmm.
wanting help, like feeling like I should do it all myself. Like,
Yes.
so we got some things up our sleeve, and we just invite
Yes.
you to come to our workshop May 4th, Saturday, May 4th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time, 12 to 2 Eastern time. And we'll put the link in the comments, and you can register there. It's complimentary, free, free,
Free. Yay.
free. So if you know any other overworked people, overpacked schedules, overpacked lives, and you think that they would benefit from this, please send them the link. Registration's open, and we will see you on May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Thanks, y'all. Hope to see all you lovely ladies there.
Take care.